Amazon's Prime Day sale is serving up some of the best deals on Apple tech that you'll find anywhere, and we're not talking about minor discounts. The coveted Apple Airpods Pro 2 and the Apple Watch 8 GPS are both featured in the sale. And if you're thinking about holiday gifts, this could be the perfect time to score a deal on an iPad. But wait, there's more. The second-generation Apple Airpods are also featured in the sale, down significantly from their original price. These earbuds are a must-have for any iOS users out there, with a battery life of over 24 hours, a one-tap setup, and intuitive controls. For the tech-savvy, the Apple Watch Series 8 and 9, along with the Apple Watch Ultra 2, are offering a wealth of health-tracking features and life-saving options. And let's not forget the Apple iPads, from the 9th-generation model to the latest iPads with their impressive Retina displays and powerful Bionic chips. But remember, the Amazon Big Deal Days sales event only runs from October 10th to the 11th, and products are likely to sell out quickly. And for those worried about returns, Amazon's regular return policy applies. Prime members, you have exclusive deals waiting, but non-Prime members, don't worry, there are deals for you too. Buckle up and get ready for a shopping spree. Hello everyone! This is Emily, your trusted news source.
And I'm here too, this is David News Talk.
We're here to help you stay ahead of the news cycle on Hot Topic. Make sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications. Stay informed, stay ahead. Straight to the hot topics. So, folks, Apple tech has never been cheaper. Right now, the best deals aren't at the Apple Store but on Amazon's Prime Day sale. On offer are Apple Airpods and the Apple Watch, among other products. This sale is happening now and is set to continue through to October 11th.
That's a huge opportunity for Apple fans.
Absolutely. One of the hottest deals is the Apple Airpods Pro 2. They are not only versatile but also perfect for iOS users. They come with an impressive battery life of over 24 hours with the wireless charging case. Not only that, they offer a one-tap setup for Apple device owners and an immersive, low-latency wireless connection for watching movies and listening to music.
Sounds like a great deal.
Indeed. Now, the second-generation Apple Airpods, though not the latest model, are one of the most sought-after earbuds on the market. Currently, Amazon has them listed for just a significant discount from their original price.
So, it's not just about the latest models, but also about unbeatable deals on previous versions?
That's right. The deals aren't just limited to the latest models. So, if you're in need of a daily use set of earbuds that feel premium, the Apple Airpods Pro 2 and the second-generation Apple Airpods are some great and affordable options.
Can't wait to see what other deals are in store.
Yes, and with these deals, it's the perfect time to grab these gadgets. Whether you're a regular iOS user or someone just looking for premium earbuds, there's something for everyone. So, stick around for more details on these exciting sales events. Moving on to the Apple Airpods Pro 2, these earbuds are a game changer. Offering 30 hours of listening time with the included charging case, they feature an upgraded wireless chip for improved audio functionality and a new low-distortion driver for clearer audio.
That's impressive. Audio quality is a huge factor for many consumers.
Absolutely. And it gets better. The AirPods Pro 2 also has improved active noise cancellation. Now, here's the kicker, the device offers truly custom sound. That's right, folks. Your iPhone's camera can analyze your unique ear anatomy and find the perfect audio settings for you. Moreover, they come with a new extra small tip for a more comfortable fit.
Wait, so they customize the audio settings based on the shape of your ear?
That's right. It's all about providing a premium experience. The case has also received a design upgrade with a new lanyard loop and a built-in speaker to help track the location of your AirPods case.
Sounds like Apple is really stepping up with these design upgrades and features.
Definitely. Now, let's talk about the Apple Watch Series 8. This smartwatch is not only durable but also swim-proof, dust-proof, and crack-resistant. It comes with a host of health tracking features, including optical and electrical heart sensors, a blood oxygen sensor, and a new body temperature sensor.
So, it's not just a watch, it's a health monitoring device too.
Exactly. It even has a new crash detection feature. If the wearer is in a severe car crash, the watch alerts emergency services. And for those into fitness, it offers access to yoga, meditation, and other workout programs via Apple Fitness Plus.
The safety feature is a huge plus. And the fitness programs sound like a great addition for fitness enthusiasts.
Yes. All in all, if you're in the market for a new smartwatch, the Apple Watch Series 8 is a solid choice. Stay tuned for more updates on these exciting deals. Now, the Apple Watch 8 is not just a gadget. It's a valuable health tool that stores heart rate readings and ECG records in the Apple Health app for easy access. It syncs effortlessly with iPhones and other Apple products, sharing health data, messages, and more.
That's quite the personal health tracker.
Yes, it certainly is. Moving on, the Apple Watch Series 9 is really standing out with its new features. It offers the versatility most folks look for in a smartwatch. You can choose from two case sizes, 41 and 45 millimeters, and plenty of color options.
Sounds like there's more room for personalization with this one.
There sure is. And it doesn't stop there. One of the biggest upgrades is the introduction of the Apple S9 SIP chip. This improves the speed, battery life, and functionality of the watch. For instance, it now supports a double tap gesture for easier one-handed control.
So, it's all about making the user experience more seamless?
Exactly. The new chip also enhances how the watch gathers and analyzes data from its sensors, providing a more accurate health tracking experience.
It seems like there's a focus on not just health tracking, but on making it more precise.
Correct. And did you know that the Series 9 watch now offers an 18-hour battery life? This is definitely a step up from previous models. And despite being a new release, it's already on sale on Amazon.
That's a significant improvement in battery life. Any discounts on a new release are a bonus.
Indeed. Now, for those with a more adventurous spirit, we have the Apple Watch Ultra 2. It's not just more rugged than the Series 9, but also packs additional potentially life-saving features. More on that after the break. Stay tuned! Now, let's delve into the features of the Apple Watch Ultra 2. This is a device designed with the adventurer in mind. With a battery life of up to 36 hours and up to 72 hours in low power mode, it significantly outlasts the regular versions of the watch.
That's quite a leap in battery life.
Indeed. It also boasts a brighter, always-on Retina display with a night mode for easy viewing in low-light situations. There's GPS tracking, dual speakers, an action button, a side button, a 3-microphone array, and an 86-decibel siren that can be heard from up to 600 feet away.
That siren could be a real lifesaver in certain situations.
Yes, it certainly could. But here's the downside. As much as we marvel at the technology and innovation, there's always the worry that these devices could lead to an over-reliance on technology. With all these features packed into a wristwatch, will we lose our natural instincts, our ability to navigate and orient ourselves in our surroundings?
That's a thought-provoking point. As technology advances, it's crucial to balance its benefits with a recognition of our inherent human abilities.
Precisely. Now, let's move on to the Apple Watch SE. It's a slightly scaled-down and less expensive version of the Apple Watch Series 9, coming in 2 aluminum case sizes and 3 color options. However, it lacks some of the sensors built into the other Apple Watch models. For those who are not too tech-savvy but still want to benefit from the smartwatch features, this could be a good fit.
So, it's a more budget-friendly option that still offers the essential Apple Watch features?
Exactly. It's a practical choice for those who need basic functionalities. However, bear in mind, with fewer features comes less capability, and this might not fulfill everyone's needs. As always, choose wisely based on your specific requirements. Now, I personally find the Apple Watch SE to be a valuable gadget, especially for families. With the family setup feature, one iPhone can manage multiple Apple Watches. This smartwatch also includes a 3-month subscription to Apple Fitness Plus.
But isn't it just another way to get people to buy more Apple products?
Yes, you could see it that way. But I believe it's about creating an ecosystem where all your devices work in harmony, making our lives easier and more connected.
But what about the argument that it's causing an overdependence on technology?
That's a valid point. Although, I would argue that these devices can actually empower users, giving them control and insight into their health, productivity, and communication.
I hadn't thought about it like that. My apologies if I came off as overly skeptical.
No need to apologize. It's always healthy to question and explore different viewpoints. Now, let's move on to another exciting deal. The 9th generation Apple iPad is now on sale at Amazon. A versatile device that can be paired with the Apple Magic Keyboard to create a mobile workstation, it offers a 10.2-inch Retina display and Apple's powerful A13 Bionic chip.
Not to mention the all-day battery life, which is a definite plus.
Exactly. And for those looking for even more power, the 10th generation iPad is also available, featuring a liquid Retina display and Apple's A14 Bionic chip. It's compatible with Wi-Fi 6 and 5G internet for fast performance. So, whichever model you choose, there's a lot to love about the iPad. Stay tuned for more hot deals and tech news. Continuing with the iPad lineup, the 10th generation iPad is a solid choice, especially for students needing a regular workstation. It comes in 4 vibrant colors and offers 2 connectivity options, 5G cellular and Wi-Fi only.
But aren't tablets just a stopgap solution until we get a proper laptop?
That's one way to look at it. However, I believe tablets like the iPad have carved out a niche for themselves. They offer the portability of a smartphone and the computing power close to that of a laptop. For certain tasks, they're actually more convenient.
It just seems like they're a jack of all trades, master of none scenario.
Well, versatility is sometimes exactly what you need. And let's not overlook the iPad Air 5, the latest in the lightweight iPad Air line. It's 60% faster than the previous model, courtesy of Apple's M1 chip. A suitable choice for those who need a lighter tablet without compromising on performance.
I suppose I was a bit quick to judge. I apologize.
No worries. It's always good to question things and gain a deeper understanding. And speaking of depth, let's dive into the world of Apple's high-end tablet, the iPad Pro. It features a 12.9-inch Liquid Retina XDR display, a Pro camera system, and a Thunderbolt port for lightning-speed data transfers. It offers an experience closer to a traditional laptop, especially when paired with Apple's Magic Keyboard. So, you see, there's an iPad for every type of user out there. If you're after a desktop replacement, the iPad Pro might be your perfect match. It has a 12.9-inch Liquid Retina XDR display, Apple's largest yet. But let's not forget the smaller sibling here, the iPad Mini 6.
Oh, the iPad Mini, the pocket Hercules of the Apple tablet world.
Haha, nicely put, David. Indeed, at just 8.3 inches, it's the most portable iPad. And yet, it's powered by an A15 Bionic chip and features a 12-megapixel wide-angle back camera, plus landscape stereo speakers.
But it's not compatible with the Magic Keyboard, right?
Yes, that's the downside. But hey, it still works with other Bluetooth-enabled external keyboards.
So it's not all doom and gloom.
Absolutely not. And in the spirit of keeping things light, let's move on to the MacBook Air deals. There's a 25% off on the late 2020 version of the popular Apple MacBook Air. It comes with a 13-inch Retina display, 8 GB of RAM, and a 256 GB SSD for internal storage.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air.
Haha, a breath of fresh MacBook Air, you mean? You're on a roll today, David. Let's not forget about the MacBook Air from 2020, which is one of the lightest and thinnest MacBooks available. This version even comes bundled with Apple Care Plus, adding a 3-year Apple warranty and support to the package.
That must be a big plus for buyers, having that extra peace of mind.
Absolutely. It's powered by Apple's M1 processor and features a 13-inch Retina display, along with 8 GB of RAM and a 256 GB SSD for internal storage. And let's not overlook the battery life, up to 18 hours.
That's a whole lot of work or playtime.
Indeed. But if you're after a more recent model, there's the 2022 MacBook Air. This one has Apple's M2 processor with a speed of 3.49 GHz under the hood, 16 GB of RAM and a 256 GB SSD for storage. Plus, it sports a 13-inch Liquid Retina display that offers a beautiful 2560 by 1600 pixel resolution.
Sounds like a beast of a machine.
It certainly is. And remember, all of these models come with macOS pre-installed and can be upgraded for free to macOS Sonoma. So, from light and portable to power-packed, there's a MacBook Air option for everyone.
You know, hearing about these MacBook Pros takes me back to the early days of Apple. Did you know I was actually one of the first few to get my hands on the original iPhone back in 2007?
Really? That must have been quite the experience.
It sure was. But let's get back to now. The 2022 MacBook Pro is an impressive machine. It's powered by the high-performance M2 processor and comes with an 8 GB of RAM, a 256 GB SSD, and a 13-inch Retina display. Not to mention, it can give you up to 20 hours of battery life per charge.
That's no small feat, but what about the 2021 model?
Oh, that's a beast, too. It utilizes the Apple M1 Pro processor with a 10-core CPU and 16-core GPU. It's configured with 16 GB of RAM and a 512 GB SSD for storage. Plus, it boasts a 16-inch Liquid Retina XDR display and an integrated 6-speaker sound system. It's quite a powerhouse for those more complex computing tasks.
And there's also a slightly smaller 14-inch version of the 2021 MacBook Pro, correct?
Yes, that's correct. And don't let the smaller size fool you. It's still quite the performer and is powered by Apple's M1 Pro processor. It's quite a bit more affordable than the latest version but still offers an impressive performance.
On the topic of powerhouse machines, there's another configuration of the 2021 MacBook Pro that comes with 16 GB of RAM and a whopping 1 TB SSD.
That's a lot of storage.
It sure is. This variant is ready to handle just about any computing task. It also features the same 6-speaker sound system with force-canceling woofers and a 1080p FaceTime HD camera. Definitely a fantastic choice for power users.
And what about the 2022 model?
The 2022 MacBook Pro on sale is also something to look at. It features a 13-inch Retina display, 8 GB of RAM, and a 512 GB SSD. It also has an impressive battery life, up to 20 hours.
Those are some impressive specs.
They are, and what makes this computer extra powerful is the M2 processor. Plus, for a limited time, this MacBook Pro comes with Apple Care Plus. A great deal for anyone in need of a powerful, reliable machine. So, if you're planning to take advantage of these deals and you're not an Amazon Prime member, don't worry. There are tons of deals open to all shoppers.
That's good to know. But I heard the best deals are for Prime members.
That's correct. So, if you want to shop the best deals, signing up for a 30-day free trial of Amazon Prime might be a good idea.
And these deals are not just limited to Amazon, right?
Exactly. Other popular online and retail merchants, such as Walmart, Target, and Best Buy, also tend to kick off sales around the same dates. So there's plenty of options for savvy shoppers.
And what if something sells out?
Good question. If a product sells out at the sale price, Amazon won't always restock right away. And when it does restock, the sale price likely won't be offered. So, it's best to order right away if you see something you want.
What about returns?
Unless it specifically states that the product on sale is a final sale or not returnable, Amazon's regular return policy will be honored. So, you should be able to return, refund, or replace eligible items within 30 days of receipt. Also worth noting, you may be responsible for paying return shipping to Amazon unless you drop off the product at Whole Foods or Kohl's, which accepts some Amazon returns.
That's a handy tip, and particularly useful during the shopping period.
Absolutely. Speaking of great deals, there are a few that are making headlines right now. These include discounts on Apple tech, earbuds, smartwatches, tablets, and even smart TVs.
Sounds like there's a deal for everyone.
That's the idea. And for those who are more home-focused, they can find deals on appliances like robot vacuums, furniture, and even air fryers. Plus, the tool enthusiasts aren't left out. There are sales on DeWalt tools as well.
So, if you've been thinking about making some purchases, now is the time.
Absolutely. Whether it's tech, home goods, or tools, it seems like there are deals available for just about everything. Wrapping up our coverage of the upcoming deals, it's worth mentioning that there are experts out there who spend their time scouring the internet for the best deals.
So, all we need to do is stay tuned for the updates?
Exactly. These experts even take the time to test out some of the products. And it's not just humans involved in the process.
Really?
Yes. Take, for example, Harley, a resident canine correspondent and dog treat expert. We might not be able to score deals on dog treats, but at least we know they're being vetted by the best. That's it for this episode of Hot Topic. Thank you all for tuning in as we took a deep dive into today's hot news. We genuinely appreciate your support and engagement. Make sure to subscribe and activate notifications so you won't miss future episodes. And if you enjoyed our analysis today, share it with your friends, family, and anyone else who might appreciate a closer look at the news cycle. Your comments and feedback are always welcome.
And remember, we're here every day, keeping you informed and hopefully a bit entertained too. There's always something worth discussing on the horizon, so make sure you're part of our news community.
We look forward to seeing you all in the next episode. Until then, remember, L//Elizabeth, Kathleen, stay in the loop, keep your eyes on the news, our channel's content will amuse.